There is an international confrontation taking place on the high seas tonight, and it involves two Canadians. They're among a group of activists whose ship has been seized by Russian authorities. The Greenpeace ship was protesting a Gazprom oil rig, the first offshore oil rig in the Arctic. Here in Canada, Arctic drilling hasn't been given environmental approval, but energy firms in the U.S. and Russia have already started drilling. Environmentalists fear it's the beginning of big oil taking over largely unspoiled areas. The latest clashes involve the Greenpeace ship Arctic Sunrise. Russian officials have seized it and they're towing it to Murmansk. Mike Drolet reports.
High tension on the high seas. This video was taken 2 days ago by Greenpeace activists protesting a giant oil platform in the Barents Sea. While a pair of protesters tried to grapple up the side of the platform, Russian security forces, guns drawn, attacked, eventually arresting the climbers. The Russians fired 11 warning shots from their Coast Guard ship before radioing the Arctic Sunrise that they intended to board.
I suspect you in terrorism. In terrorism?
A full day later, the Russian FSB, the successor to the KGB, made good on its promise to board, which Greenpeace activists chronicled on Twitter. It started with helicopter hovering, rope dropping down, Russian authorities on board with guns. They are breaking into the comms room now. Crews sitting on their knees on the helipad with guns pointed at them. This is pretty terrifying. Loud banging, screaming in Russian. They're still trying to kick in the door. One activist managed to get a call out before communications went silent.
They used violence against some of us. They were hitting people, kicking people down, pushing people.
2 Canadians were among the 30 activists taken into custody, including Patty Sterling's brother Paul Ruzicki, a 25-year Greenpeace veteran who was chief mate aboard the boat.
The full blackout of information and the fact that they're not charged and they're not allowing them to communicate, really is unheard of.
The Arctic Sunrise was in international waters, but in a gray zone, outside the 12-mile limit, but within an area it has economic rights to. The platform in question, which could be operational by the end of the year, would be the first of its kind to operate in icy waters. Russian media is reporting officials are using strong language in their defense, accusing Greenpeace of aggressive and provocative behavior.
What our intentions are with our activists, we don't know. They haven't communicated formally what the charges are, the reason for having seized the ship.
Greenpeace set up protests outside 35 Russian embassies around the world today. Meanwhile, the Arctic Sunrise and its crew is expected to arrive in Murmansk on Monday. Mike Drolet, Global News, Toronto.